Captain Ross with 3B's Captain School. In this video, we're going to cover navigation rules of the road, rules 32 through 34, objectives for rules 32, 33, and 34. We're going to define the term whistle, state the duration of a short blast, a prolonged blast, state sound device carriage requirements, state what signals and at what distance power-driven vessels inside of one another in meeting or crossing are required to sound in inland waters. State what a vessel may supplement the maneuvering whistle signals with. State what a vessel about to be overtaken shall sound to indicate its agreement to an overtaking signal in international waters. State what signal is sounded to indicate doubt as to the intentions of an overtaken vessel. State what signal is given when a vessel is nearing a bend or an area of a channel or fairway where other vessels may be obscured. State what signal is given when a vessel is leaving a dock or berth in inland waters. State what a vessel should do if it reaches agreement with another vessel in a meeting, crossing, or overtaking situation by using the radio telephone on inland waters. All right. Definition, sound signals. Short blast is a blast of about 1 second duration. For this presentation, we're going to use a black dot or a period to indicate a short blast. So there's one right there at the end of that sentence. And there is a short blast. Continue with definitions. A prolonged blast, a blast from 4 to 6 seconds. We use a black dash to indicate a prolonged signal or prolonged blast in this presentation. So that's what prolonged blasts sound like. So the equipment that we're going to use, which is Rule 33, we're just going to basically cover the equipment. The equipment is covered more specifically per size of the vessel and how long it has to be audible and everything in the annexes. So first, here on the left, we've got the ship's whistle. A vessel 12 meters or more in length shall be provided with a whistle. Ship's bell. A vessel 20 meters or more in length shall be provided with a bell in addition to the whistle. And then we have a ship's gong. A vessel of 100 meters or more in length shall be provided with a gong, and that's in addition to the whistle and the ship's bell. All right, so Rule 34, maneuvering and warning signals. We're going to start out with international. When power-driven vessels are in sight, so for Rule 34, these vessels are only going to sound these maneuvering signals when they can physically see the other vessel. When they're underway, maneuvering as required by these rules shall indicate the maneuver by the following signals on our whistle. One short blast means I am altering course to starboard. They give a short blast, they're turning to starboard. Two short blasts mean I am altering course to port. Two short blasts, means they're going to turn left or to port. Three short blasts means I am operating astern propulsion. I am altering course to starboard with that sound signal. I am altering course to port with that sound signal. I'm operating astern propulsion. Continuing with Rule 34, maneuvering and warning signals on the international side. Vessels are inside of one another in a narrow channel or fairway. A vessel intending to overtake another shall, in compliance with Rule 9, which discusses narrow channels, indicate her intention by the following signals on her whistle. Two prolonged blasts followed by one short blast means I intend to overtake you on your starboard side. Two prolonged blasts followed by two short blasts to mean I intend to overtake you on your port side. And then if the vessel about to be overtaken agrees, she shall indicate that agreement with one prolonged, one short, one prolonged, one short. So what we've done here, international, open water, one short blast, I am altering course to starboard. Two short blasts, I am altering course to port. In a narrow channel or fairway, these vessels need to have a conversation with each other. So now, instead of saying I'm altering course, in a narrow channel or fairway, the vessel intending to overtake signals they intend to either overtake on the starboard or intend to overtake on the port side. It's just an intention. Until it is agreed to by the vessel being overtaken. So two prolonged, one short, I intend to overtake on starboard side. Two prolonged, two short, I intend to overtake on the port side. And they're talking about the starboard and port side of the vessel that is being overtaken. And then if that vessel agrees, one prolonged, one short, one prolonged, one short. It'll sound something like this. That was two prolonged, one short. They intend to overtake on the starboard side. That was two prolonged, two short. They intend to overtake port side. That was one prolonged, one short, one prolonged, one short. The vessel being overtaken agrees. So now we're going to go to inland. So the maneuvering and warning signals, they're basically the same inland, but remember, international, when we're just using one short, two short, they're just telling you they're altering course. And then in narrow channels, when they add those two prolonged, they're basically intending to do that, but they need to have a conversation with you because they're going to have to pass you pretty close. So inland waters, all these maneuvering signals are a conversation. So when power-driven vessels are inside of one another and meeting or crossing at a distance within a half a mile, so inland, when you're within half a mile of another vessel, you have to signal your maneuver as required by these rules, and you're going to indicate your maneuver by one short blast to mean I intend to leave you on my port side, two short blasts to mean I intend to leave you on my starboard side. So think about that for a minute. One short blast, international, I'm altering course to starboard. One short blast, inland, I intend to leave you on my port side, which means I'm turning to starboard. So you're basically, international and inland, you're both turning to starboard with one short, turning to port with two short. International, you're just telling them what you're doing. Inland, you're telling them what you intend to do. You're looking for their response with the same signal, saying that's okay or they agree. And then three short to mean I am operating a stern propulsion. Again, international, those are signals of action. One short, I'm altering course to starboard. Two short, I'm altering course to port. Inland, those are signals of intent. One short, I intend to leave you on my port side, which means I'm turning to starboard. Two short, I intend to leave you on my starboard side, which means I'm turning to port. I'm waiting for your response. I intend to leave you on my port side. I intend to leave you on my starboard side. I am 3 short blasts to mean I am operating astern propulsion. So let's continue with this inland. When power-driven vessel intends to overtake another power-driven vessel and are in sight of one another, she shall indicate the maneuver by the following signals on her whistle. 1 short blast means I intend to overtake you on your starboard side, which means I'm going to turn starboard. 2 short blasts to mean I intend to overtake you on your port side, which means I have to turn my vessel if I'm overtaking to the port to do that. I intend to overtake you on your starboard side. I intend to overtake you on your port side. They're going to respond with the same signal if in agreement. So if you signal them 1 short and they agree to allow you, or that it's a good idea for you to overtake them on their starboard side, they're going to respond with 1 short. But a vessel that reaches agreement with another vessel in a head-on crossing or overtaking situation by using the radio telephone as prescribed by the Vessel Bridge-to-Bridge Radio Telephone Act is not obligated to sound the whistle signals prescribed by this rule, but you may do so. If agreement is not reached, then whistle signals shall be exchanged in a timely manner and shall prevail. International, you have to do the sound signals. Inland, if you're within a half mile and you agree to the passing arrangements on the radio telephone, you don't have to sound the signals. You still can, just to kind of back up what you said, but you don't have to. If you can't reach an agreement, then you have to go to the signals. Also, remember, when power-driven vessels are leaving a dock or berth, she shall sound 1 prolonged blast. All right, so we just discussed the sound signals when you're maneuvering, and I talked about it a little bit already, but just to cover it again, if you hear a sound signal from another vessel and you agree to the maneuver that they're proposing, let's say they give you 1 short, so if in agreement with 1 short, you sound 1 short. If in agreement with 2 short, you sound 2 short. If you're not in agreement with any of these maneuvering and warning signals, you sound 5 or more short blasts. We call this the doubt signal. So I don't agree, or I don't understand what you're saying, 5 or more short. That's international and inland. International, when you hear 1 short or 2 short, no response is necessary. Inland, you respond with the same whistle signal or the doubt signal. So when vessels are inside of one another and approaching each other, and from any cause, either fails to understand the intentions or actions of the other, or is in doubt whether sufficient action is being taken by the others to avoid collision, the vessel in doubt shall immediately indicate such doubt by sounding at least 5 short and rapid blasts of the whistle. The doubt signal, 5 or more short blasts, is doubt. You disagree with the maneuvering signal they've given you, you don't understand. That's the doubt. That covers international and inland. All right, so now we're going to talk about, real quickly, you can supplement the whistle signals with lights. So these lights, they differ a little bit from international and inland. So international, basically you're just going to follow up, or at the same time as you're doing the sound signal with a light signal that kind of matches. So the light used for the signal, if fitted, has to be an all-around white light for international. If you're doing 1 short in international to tell another vessel that you're altering course to starboard, then you're going to use 1 short flash of a white light. If you do 2 short, you're going to do 2 short flashes. Inland is a little bit more complicated. So the light you use, if fitted, can be all around white or yellow. And it has to be synchronized with the whistle. So it has to sound, the light has to flash at the same time the signal sounds. International, white, all around light, and it doesn't have to be at the same time, but it has to match. So if I do 2 shorts international, 2 short blasts, I'm going to do 2 short flashes of a white light. Inland, if If I'm going to use a light to supplement my sound signal, I can use a yellow or a white light, and it has to be synchronized with the whistle. So the exact same time the whistle's going, the light's flashing. This concludes this video on navigation rules of the road, rules 32 through 34. Please check our YouTube channel for all of our other videos.